Could see like a 4 coming through. Shaman still in the pool. Really good way to lock down the Morphling. A Shaman Lesh lane could be okay as well. 2 range heroes, so you're a little swishy. You got to be careful about that, but
Radiant team pick.
I like that a lot more. Okay, so they pick a melee hero up. So he's going to be naturally tankier. He's got a good silence for the Morphling. You can roll forward as well, of course, so more stuns coming through. And it's a good way to catch the Earthshake on the backline. If you can pop the Magnetize out, get an Urn on him potentially just to stop the blink. And there's also a hero that can pick up Spirit Vessel, like we spoke about. You know, Oracle isn't really able to. Just it doesn't get enough gold, but the Earth Spirit is a hero that naturally buys that item just because of how many fights he's really just the one to be at all the fights here instead of farming up. They're going to follow with an Abaddon though. I really like this pick. It's going to keep the Morphling alive. You have the save coming through, can purge off the silence, can purge off the stuns. Makes a lot of sense. And now for Boom, what do you want to go with here?
10 seconds remaining.
Still don't know where this Lesh is playing. It's definitely not going to be a 4, however.
5 seconds remaining.
I feel like we could see a Centaur. It's reasonably good into the Morphling. More lockdown to hold him in place. Retaliate. You can actually kill him Morphling really easy throughout the laning stage. If you can get the Hoof Stomp off, then it sets up for the, of course, your Spirit to roll in potentially. I'm just trying to see. They need more lockdown for the Morphling. I mean, we saw what happened last game. Morphling, if he was able to just, all he had to do was worry about the Doom, and that's it. Because, I'm trying to think what else, but I just don't. There's the Centaur. Okay. I'm just trying to think of where the Lesh is being played. So now the Lesh is either a 2 or a 1. So do they keep pushing it up in that food chain? And now Adroit probably looking for their offlane hero as well. Darkseer is still in the pool. Not a huge fan of Darkseer Earthshaker though. Because Earthshaker actually kind of like... Early on, you like sitting on the backline, just, you know, chucking out fissures. Because that's really what you level. You don't have high points in the... I think it's called Aftershock, if I remember correctly. The passive or Enchant Totem. You don't really need to be on top of the enemy heroes. That means you're not going to get a whole lot out of the Iron Shell. What has Buck played, man? I don't remember. Darkseer. Alright, they're going to pick up the Necro. Boom ID banned it out last game. Just didn't ban out this game. I mean, it is a Necro into a Leshrac. So he's going to output a lot of magical damage. So Necro's got to be careful, but... He's got the save coming through from the Abaddon.
10 seconds remaining.
I actually really like this Necro pick. Not a lot of burst. I wonder if they ban out, like, the Pugna, though. Then Boom ID might be too heavy. Like, they're not going to scale, though. Figure, like, a Pugna and a Lesh.
Radiant team ban.
I like the Tide. So they think the Necro is mid. So they ban the Tide out. There's a good frontliner. Can build utility. Team fight. So they're probably going to put the Lesh mid. And if they go Pugna, it's too slow for them. Like, I mean, you can push towers fast, but you're not going to scale. They could put the Lesh safe and pick up a Lena here, potentially. Decent at scaling, has burst potential for the Morphling, deals with the Necro. They ban the OD.
Dire team pick.
Admiral Conquer.
So offlane Necro, I guess. And now... This makes me worry a little for Dire. They need a lot with this. Always think of a Timber when you're going into a Conquer, but then it's into a Morphling as well. So with that Replicate, you got to be careful of your own Whirling Death. Monkey King's a really good matchup versus the Conquer in the lane. Ursa is decent as well.
Templar Assassin.
Choose your hero.
That makes a lot of sense, okay. this is kind of just brought back the pick for me. Like, this is kind of just our overall, you know, it's just rounded out the Boom ID's lineup, I think. TA is going to be able to come online very early. You can take Roshan extremely fast. You have pushing potential once you get Desolator. Radiant also don't really have any damage over time. It's only... I mean, it's only like Conquer Torrent. That's really it. This is a free Templar Assassin game, I must say. And the issue... I actually like the matchup versus the Conquer. It's really good. What Conquer tries to do as much as possible is just harass with the Tidebringer. But the issue is you can't really do that because you're going into Refraction. You're going to have these damage instances, and Conquer can't get rid of them. So I really like this pickup. It makes a lot of sense. It's a great lane matchup in that mid lane. So I'm gonna favor Boom ID. It feels like whoever I favor don't win, but I think they've got like a really good draft here, so they'll I think even if I favor them, they'll win here, I believe. This TA looks really strong. I mean, we saw it get picked up a lot in the MDL closed qualifiers. Just makes a whole lot of sense right now. It's someone to take Roshan, and you see a lot of these drafts, teams have someone who can take Roshan.
Prepare.
Alright. We are under... Am I on director cam? Just I don't know what happened with the lobby. For some reason it didn't work. And this is... A lot of the time we've seen Centaur just running up to towers and trying to get those early retaliate sacks, but... Looks like not going to be the case. They're going to put the Necro down bot against the Centaur. I really like this matchup. I mean, he's going to take a lot of damage to the Lesh just because of the magic. You can purge off Ghost Shroud, right, with Fortune's End? Is this actually a good matchup? This seems really good. I know you can get rid of it with Nullifier. I'm a little worried, actually, for the Necro, looking at that now even more. That makes it a harder game, I think. Looks like they're going to try and start with 3 heroes up top. Slowly chunk down this Abaddon. Split Earth will connect, however. Yokem just isn't in range. Boomy sitting up to the top in case there is a roll coming through, but they're going to try and get the rune up at the top side here. No one's getting them down, but looks like these potentially the only runes instead. They'll find the Morphlink here. It's gone for the strength early. Will it be enough? However, Fissure's going to block Fervian in. And they will bring him down. Did he tick out to the Orb of Venom? Wait, what just happened? It looked like Yokem just wasn't in range for that last right click. But that is I mean, that's a much better pickup than, finding this Abaddon. Now he's used a lot of regen top or clarity down. Of course, he will be able to deny himself early. That's the power of the Abaddon, but a deep lane ward as well. Often you see ones like down this side, maybe on the back as well. They're going to roll forward. They're not done just yet. Trying to catch Abaddon. There's a lot of kill potential here. I'm kind of surprised he didn't wait until Kezhu went for the Fortune's End, which is going to now. Fervian doesn't get in range. Fissure connects onto 2. They still get the Split Earth, however. Yokem just bodying him down to the south. It's going to be another kill. We'll get the Deny Earth, however. Unable to lock him in place, but I mean, that's early aggression for the side of Boom ID. They don't use a lot of regen as well out of this at all. This should be a pretty good matchup for the Necro down bot. It's, I mean, arranged into a melee is going to be able to harass out Centaur quite easily. And also he will probably put a lot of emphasis into the Heartstopper aura. So this percent damage is going to slowly chip away at Centaur, who's extremely tanky thanks to, of course, the strength gain. What is it? 4.6 per level. But top lane, that's going to be where we're paying a lot of attention. We'll see extreme amount of kills up top. Mid should be fine, like we said. TA, once you around level 5, level 4 is when you start dumpstering lanes. That's when you really become this lane dominator. You get more points in refraction and also more inside blades to help you out harass. Go camp, roll off the mark. Did he fissure for a range creep? That looks like a melee. That emote is so annoying. You see, like I said, FBZ is just going to cut the creep wave here. Does have 6 tangos, so he's going to be fine, but without Retaliate Saxon, I mean, he doesn't do it fast at all. You see, it's probably better than laning up against a Necro who's going to be forced to rotate and just push the lane out to the jungle. Even then, I mean, FBZ will be fine. Like I said, he's got tangos, will be forced to bring out a lot of regen. That's the only issue. I still think they need to get more aggressive in before this Morphling hits 2. A lot of the time you want to go Adaptive Strike at the level 2 just for your kill potential, but, you know, I imagine he'll get Waveform just so he has some survivability. They're going to roll forward. They'll catch him out here. Split Earth. He pushes him back, however. Fortune Sense onto 2, however. Still a lot of damage. Now they get the slow coming through from the Lightning Storm. They bring him down. It's not going to be enough heals thanks to the Abaddon. 2 early kills for the Dire side, still before that level 2 like we spoke about. It's pretty much as soon as we said I want them to get aggressive, they do just that, going straight onto the Morphling there.
Denied.
Not much to look at down bot. Bok is 202 with the levels. He's going to be fine. Has the regen coming through thanks to Heartstop Aura, so shouldn't need a whole lot of sustain for this lane. The big issue is just FBZ, like we spoke about, but that man's going to be fine as well. Meanwhile, who are they finding? It's actually Boomer here. They'll get the roll. They bring him down. Yokam being a part of all 3 kills, 2-0-1, and this is big for them. If this Earth Spirit can have a crazy good game, and looks like that's going to be the case. He's actually going to rotate mid. I think he should stay top and continue the pressure onto this Morphling because they wanted this matchup. They wanted the Morphling not against the Centaur because of how powerful Centaur is against the Morphling in the laning stage. Well, they actually TP the Earthshaker down. FBZ looks like he will get brought down. One more right click, but now it's going to allow Dire to get aggressive here. Love how Abaddon was positioning on the far side, just protecting the Morphling if there are any rolls coming through. But still, I mean, seeing that they rotated down bot, they should get aggressive. And looks like they're going to do just that. Fortune's in. Holds in Abaddon. They get the 2-man kick slow. Yokam for the roll. It'll stun him up and they bring him down. No way he can get off the deny. Another kill for them. And right now, this top lane is going so well. And you see, FBZ also has 11 denies. So just the power of playing around with these levels on the Morphling, who's still, you know, has a skill point ready and waiting. We spoke about him wanting that level 2 mid lane. Makoto will end up falling here. So Boomy's made some great rotations. Got a kill down bot, a kill mid as well. That's not something you see often. A kill on the Templar Assassin in a Conquer matchup, but they're able to catch him out here. And we saw last game what a Earthshaker can do, you know, once you hit these early tranks. And looks like he'll be right around the corner for that, similar to game 1. In the meantime, once again, FBZ is going to think about cutting the creep wave here. We'll be going for the Vanguard. Kind of surprised Fervian went for the Lightning Storm. Made Waveform away. Fortune's End's going to allow them to follow up with the Split Earth. Roll forward. Doesn't connect on anyone, but they do have the kick. Boomy playing down to, you know, the lower end of the river. So if he gets kicked up, it won't go on the high ground. We saw just like that how it didn't make it up. Just trying to play around with the bounty runes, however. Looks like FBZ is able to get one of them down bot. So we'll be a 2 for 2 for both the sides here. And more Makoto, though, still getting pressured out, you know, pretty heavily in that mid lane. Both teams have Observe wards down. This Dire one's on the back side, though, just in case Earthshaker is rotating from the top. I mean, it's really hard to de-ward this with how far back it is. Usually you expect wards like on the front end. And it does the same thing as well. All they have to worry about is the Earthshaker coming down the river from the top side, because that's where he's been playing. Mid lane, however, they're still going to try and find him here. Fissure will connect, but they get the Fortunes out. Conker's going to get brought down. Now they'll turn their attention to Boomy. They got the level 6 on Makoto. One more right click will find the kill. It's a double kill for the Templar Assassin. A nice rotation from the Oracle. They're going to get aggressive top as well. Just trying to output a little bit of damage here. And there we go. So Fervian has the point in the Edict as well. I wonder if they want to try and put some... maybe some pressure on this tier 1 tower up top. Stun does connect here. Yokam with the roll as well. Doesn't get the waveform off. A lot of damage early, however. Yokam does have to be careful. Stampede actually dump bot. FBZ's getting chased here, trying to hide throughout the trees here so they can't get the scythe off. Does he got the movement speed? No boots picked up. So they should be able to close the distance. They got the fissure. Bok's going to be able to get in range for the scythe. And they bring him down, but meanwhile up top, they're not done just yet. Yokam is extremely weak. This is a lot of early aggression we're seeing in this game compared to that game 1. Already 9 kills, you know, before the 7-minute mark. Boomer's going to try and find something out of mid lane as well, but Earthspirit right around the corner here. They'll get the X. Mac is level 6. They need to get rid of the refraction charge. It's going to roll forward. However, Stun will connect. They got the kickback if need be. The boat's going to fly through. Will it be enough, however, to keep him alive here? Makoto will sidestep it, but now they get the run buff. And they got to be careful. Fissure connects onto one. Yokam's going to get blocked out here. Doesn't have the roll. Verify will be enough. However, they find the Abaddon. They'll turn their attention to the Conquer. Tries to go for the Tiebringer. Doesn't get it off in time. Makoto's able to get the last right click, and now Mac falling low. Tone will connect. Kesku can he get in range, however, for the next Purifying Flames to block. Oh no, he got out of vision. Mac survives, and our Boom is falling low as well, but they'll turn their attention to the Oracle. It's going to get brought straight back into the hands of the Radiant side. Wow. We saw some weird things happen there. Makoto was able to Sideblades off the jungle creep, so he couldn't get the Tidebringer onto the Earth Spirit, and then we saw the Necro almost body block the Conquer, so the Oracle getting range for the Purifying Flames. That was almost a really weird scenario. That's what we're talking about with this Sentry as well. I actually really like this observer board. Makes a lot of sense. You know, you could place one on the high ground, potentially, because then it sees if they wrap around as well, but it just sees too late if they go over here. Like, if you put one here, the trees are all blocking it. Now, Radiant 3 heroes down bot. They're going to rotate in Natsumi here. Potentially, going to have some action. FBZ's got the Stampede. 13 Retaliate stacks as well. Boom is going to run straight to Yokam here. The stun, the kick slow connects onto 2 here. They'll be able to purge this off thanks to the aphotic shield. A TP rotation. Mac's going to join them as well with the Stampede. They're all clumped up here. They got to be careful. Mac just unable to get in range. So in the meantime, 4 Radiant heroes down bot. They're going to TP out Boomy mid straight away. I love this play. We saw what happened in game 1, you know, around the 10-minute mark. Earthshaker just trying to get some, you know, solo experience and some gold as well. Try and find the Morphling. X onto Yokam here. Can they keep him alive? However, going to bring him straight back. A lot of the damage here, but they'll turn their attention as well. Morphling getting brought extremely low here. They're going to be able to close the distance. They do have the Edict. A nice adaptive strike. Is it going to be enough to push back further? And they're still closing. And FBZ with one more swipe will bring him down. They get the roll forward as well. Stun's going to connect. Do they have enough to bring down Yokam? It doesn't look like they do. Abaddon low on mana. Can't get the miscoil off. So 2 kills for the Dire side down bot. They're going to turn their attention to the T1 tower as well. They have the Edict, so it's going to be an easy tower for them. But in the meantime, Bok is pushing in top. Is top of the net worth, 201, having a great time on the Necro. We'll be going for what looks like... So he's going for the mech with already the hood finished. This man is farmed as anything. And I imagine we'll see Bok once he hits this mechanism timing. That's when we'll start seeing him, you know... He's going to be careful, actually. He's going to go for a TP out. We'll be fine, it looks like. Where did he go, actually? Went to the shrine. Okay. So once Bok has this mechanism, he's probably going to be the strongest on the map. And we'll see him, you know, TPing to the lane and just being that frontliner. Being the one to try and defend these pushes that come through. Because, I mean, Boom ID, they will be able to push down towers extremely fast with this Edict. And a similar build we've been seeing. Leshrak's going, you know, Arcane Boots into the drums. And then you go for the Bloodstone as well. Just makes it really hard for you to, you know, get brought down. You got the Bloodstone active. The drums as well helps you tank up a little bit. And the main thing is, I mean, Leshrak never wants to get kited. Of course, you always need to be on top of the enemy heroes just for the Pulse Nova, that AoE. So the drums movement speed is going to help out. I mean, look at how fast he moves. Of course, the smoke is going to help out, but I like this play. They're going to try and wrap on mid, put pressure on the T1 tower with this siege wave. Earthshaker's going to try and defend this, but he'll probably get brought down here. Roll forward. Stun off the mark here. Yokem on the high ground as well. They'll get the kick slow. Fortune Center holding him in as well. Meanwhile, Fervian on the back line. It's going to be right on top of the Earthshaker. They bring him down. So tier 1 falls top, but they're going to lose the tier 1 mid. That's a great trade for Dai. They get a kill and also the tier 1 mid.
Radiant's middle tower has
Now, it looks like they're thinking about rotating to the top side. Although Makoto probably just going to continue farming. Wait till he can get the Desolator completed.
Tower is under attack.
Some space for Natsumi down bot. Level 6 now. Does he... What's he going, actually, this game? I'm kind of surprised. I mean, probably not a Lincoln's game, so we'll be going for the Morbid Mask. And I really like this pickup. A lot of the time, if Morphlings go for the Lincolns, then they don't go Morbid Mask, just because the Perseverance gives you enough regen. And you see this game, he's not going Lincoln, so he'll pick up the Morbid Mask. So it makes a whole lot of sense, this item build right now for the Morphling. Probably forced to go like a Yasha or something. Just get a little bit of armor for this Templar Assassin. Yeah, I think he goes Manta. It's going to help him against the Earth Spirit Silence. But the big issue is he's not had a game right now. His, what is he? 6th in net worth? Potentially? Is he even here? I think he's...
Radiant's bottom tower.
Like, it's just looking really rough. Sorry, he's 7th. What? Wait, what?
Conceal yourselves.
It's looking really rough right now for them. I don't know if they're going to be able to give him enough space, because FBZ, he's going... I think you go straight Blink. Don't worry about the phase boots. You're not too worried about the physical damage, considering Natsumi hasn't had a game. And if you can, you know, constantly just put pressure on the Morphling, just be able to jump him. Because they don't have really any way to start the fight. TA will get a Blink eventually. Gonna try and take a fight top, however, roll forward. They'll find the Necro, drop the Magnetize as well. A nice fissure, however, will be enough. A lot of damage onto the Earth Spirit. They get the Echo Slam out as well. So he's going to end up dropping here, but Bok, can he survive here? Hoofstom's going to be on the mark. And looks like there's nothing he can do. He's just going to go for a TP out. They need a stun now. They're going to get it, actually. Bok survives. So they blow all their stuns. And he's able to just TP away. They get a kill on the Earth Spirit. The Scythe doesn't find it, so, you know, that death cooldown is not going to be too long. But they do force a lot of heroes up top. That is Desolator now completed for the TA. And I wonder when they want to try and take Roshan. Because, of course, Edict is physical, so it does a immense amount of damage on Roche with the minus armor as well. And then you just have Centaur tanking up thanks to the Retaliate. He's also got Vanguard as well. And it looks like he will be going for the Blink. I mean, still has the phase boots queued up. But with about to be 1,600 gold in the bank. And our Radiant just content with kind of taking this slow here. As long as they can defend their towers, which Necro can perfectly do, considering he's got mech into the pipe. And we saw what happened. I mean, I guess they did miss a lot of their abilities on the Necro at this top engagement. This is definitely Roche. Yeah, they're going to do it. They smoke up. That's a really nice smoke. Right before Roshan, Makoto's going to try and stack up the melds here. No, they're showing FBZ mid as well, so it's going to make it harder for Radiant to read this, because you also see Yokem down bot. So when you see two heroes on the map, you don't really think Roshan. They didn't scout out the double damage rune, I don't believe. No, so they had no vision there, yep. So there goes Roche already. 14:30 in, Makoto's able to claim the Aegis here. Once he gets Blink, I imagine Dai start putting pressure on the map. That'll be around the timing when Centaur gets his own Blink as well. They're going to try and find him mid, however. X will be there. They're going to drag him straight back. Bok has the ultimate as well. He's going to try and pop the Stampede, but it doesn't matter. Centaur's going to get brought down. That's a nice fight for them. Dead for 60 right before the Blink. With the boundary runes coming through, it looks like Boom try to get something out of it around the top side, but they're just not able to. With the fissure holding back this Templar Assassin. But in the meantime, still just continuing to farm. Fervin has the Perseverance now complete. He's got the Arcane Orb as well for the Bloodstone. Just needs 2 more components. What is he about? 900 gold away from completing this. So a lot of item timings about to come through from Boom ID. I imagine they'll try and hit these. That's ideal for them if they can get Blink from both the Centaur, the TA, and Bloodstone, and then they'll start taking fights. Spirit Vessel is also right around the corner from the Earth Spirit. This is a really big timing. Here you go. And then Dire are going to try and take advantage of it now. Makoto will be able to get the next creep wave. We'll send the courier to that side shop, I imagine, for the blink. And there you go. Now Radiant, where are their timings coming through? I mean, looks like Earthshaker. That's a big timing. Just had the blink finished. Roll off the mark. However, Mac will be able to survive. Space for the boys. Box continuing to push top. Conker's actually extremely fine. He's going for the Radiant. And this is a build we've seen no one on Virtus Pro do a lot. You know, the phase boots into the double bracer. Maybe a wand as well. Just help tank up. And then straight into Radiant. It's a great way to deal with the refraction charges considering they don't have a lot of damage over time. Radiant do have to be careful. I mean, a lot of the time, top roll forward, Echo Slams onto 2, however, Fervent's going to try and rotate through, Fissure on 3 as well with the blink for Makoto. They'll find the Earthshaker, stick charges won't be able to keep you alive, and now Bok as well. He's got a TP, but the roll is up if he tries to go for it out. They also, FBZ has the hoof stomp, so they're going to be able to bring him down. It's a 2 for nothing at the top side. I was about to say, a lot of the time when you get a blink dagger, it's a big timing for whoever gets it. And a lot of the teams kind of get sucked in. Like, I mean, Radiant recognize you're fighting Blink into Aegis, and they would have also scouted up the Blink on the TA down bot. So you got to think, I mean, even though with this Blink getting picked up, you really want a big reveal, but going into Boom ID, who got far superior items, you know, 4 really big items around that timing. And that's just something that just can't, it can't be overstate. Like, you can never overstate item timings. They're absolutely massive. Because here come Dire. They take the tier 1 top and they're not done just yet. They also know Echo Slam is on cooldown. They're going to try and find Boomy and they just burst him down. It just doesn't matter. They can't do anything. They turn their attention to the Abaddon as well. We'll skill up the ultimate here, so he's going to be fine. But they pop this down now and T2 is going to end up dropping. I don't... Oh, Box, gonna be careful here on the backline. Hoof Stomp's gonna be on the Conquer. Has a Radiant, so it's extremely tanky, but Lesh. Will it be enough damage output for the Necro? It's gonna get brought down here. They will get the side Fervian with the false promise, however, it's gonna be enough to keep them alive. Natsumi is overset the mark here. The Split Earth will connect. They get the roll forward as well. It's still pretty tanky. Spirit Vessel, FBZ on the backline. They get the Hoof Stomp. Necro's gotta be careful here, FBZ. Everyone on Dire are extremely weak here. They're gonna bring him back thanks to the X. Boomer will rotate forward as well. They get the Fissure onto 2. So down goes the Centaur. So he's the only one to fall. It's a 2 for 1 right now. They get the tier 2 tower and the tier 1. So still, Boom ID have a 6k gold net worth lead with Aegis for another 50 seconds. But without the Shrine around top, looks like they'll probably just use this Aegis now to farm up. We just see the power of the Spirit Vessel. I mean, it's going to be great against the Conqueror as well. With how tanky he is, Spirit Vessel is going to absolutely melt through him. Just that percent damage is really something that can't be. It's just some underrated damage right now. What do we got coming through though? Is this a Greaves getting picked up? And it is. So Bok. Just a little worried. Like, even then, there's a lot of magic damage from Boom ID. Boat. We'll be able to bring down Yokam, it looks like. So, no, it's fine for them. They're going to try and transition it into a tier 1 tower mid. And looks like with Aegis being reclaimed now, Dire aren't really in a position to defend this. They full protected a little while longer. TA is up to full HP as well if they want to. However, tier 1's dropping very fast here, and it looks like they don't get there in time.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
But in the meantime, I mean, you see Bot getting pushed in. Top is as well. Makoto's going for the BKB. And this tier 1, sorry, I should say so. The first Aegis is mainly just for, you know, getting a lot of the outer towers. And the second Aegis is where you try and end the game. That is where, you know, you start walking up high ground. And we're going to see probably Dire play around. They'll wait for the bounty runes which just come up. They'll get their item timing. Maybe go for a smoke. Try and find a kill and then suffocate Radiant for a little bit. But still, the big timing for them is this second Aegis. If they can hang on till then. And Radiant recognize... And Kezku will be able to get right on top of him here. The enchant turning for the stun. Fissures off the mark. However, so Makoto might be able to turn his attention to Boomy. The stun's going to be there. Do they have enough follow-up? However, roll forward as well. They get the boat follow through, but the BKB is going to get delivered on the courier just in time. And the Earthshaker's going to get brought down. Look at the 3-man ravage from FBZ. They get the roll forward as well. Magnetize is starting to stack up now. Third in. Gotta be careful on the high ground. Bok falling low with the Spirit Vessel. He doesn't have the heals. Roll forward. They'll find the Earth Spirit thanks to the Replicant. And now on the high ground as well. Fisher's gonna be there. Morphlin's gonna try and chase Natsumi. Will be able to get the slow. So Leshrac with the Bloodstone. It's not gonna be enough power. They'll bring him straight back. FBZ's on the high ground as well, but he will get the blink away. What a great fight for Radiant. They're not done just yet, however. They'll find the Centaur. Can they get in range for the X, however? And he will. Fisher to hold him in. Boom is going to be able to follow up as well. It's 4 dead. What a fight for Radiant. They're slowly turning this around. I mean, that net worth lead, it's not going to show the full story there, but 4 heroes die on Dire. It's a 3k gold net worth lead all of a sudden. And from what was around 6k, looks like probably around a 3k, 2.5k swing. They're going to try and find Bok. I don't know if they can. Roll forward. They get the Spirit Vessel as well. Mikoto. Blink's on cooldown. This is a lot of time for Radiant to be able to close the distance here, and I think it's taken way too long. We'll be able to purge up the Spirit Vessel now. They got the mech as well. So a lot of rotations forced down at the bot side here, and that'll be enough. Die back off. That looked like a great fight for Dai, though. I mean, Mikoto just had the BKB delivered. And they blew Echo Slam and Scythe really early on as well. What is he going? Okay, he went for this trap damage. Interesting. So, I mean, the 25 movement speed is going to allow you not to get kited. It's also pretty good into the Conquer, just for having the movement speed to get away from the X. And look how farm Mac actually is. 4-1 and 4. Radiant's Halberd now finished. Halberd's going to be great against the TA, but Dire are all in their area here. They've got great vision around this side. Looks like they want to try and take some fights here, but Greaves now picked up on the Necro, so I wonder if we see Radiant try and take a smoke here, because they do have Echo back up soon. It looks like they are grouping up for this, but they're going to get scouted out right on top of the creep wave here. Sorry, I should say right on top of the lane ward. They're just potentially baiting the Conquer, but in the meantime, bot's getting pushed in. So Dire have to be well aware. That's a nice D ward. We see occasionally wards getting placed in this area because it's extremely hard to find. And also behind the tower as well. Sometimes there, even also on the very back. But I actually really like that sentry spot because, like I said, it shows this one. And also if there's a lane ward right next to the tier 1 tower. But in the meantime, Mac is second in net worth. And he's getting the fair way ahead right now. We'll be going for the BKB next. Going to make it really hard for him to get brought down. It's going to delay a lot of the damage coming through from the Spirit Vessel. But Boom ID, they're just playing around the pushed out wave. Just constantly waiting to see if Radiant are going to try and deal with bot. And that's the issue when you're going up to a Templar Assassin who's, you know, these traps all over the lane. It just make it so hard for them to actually deal with the creep wave. You see Natsumi is bot. BKB's both picked up as well. Lesh has got his own here. They're going to scout them out. Mac, Smoke's going to pop here. Dive will get the hoof stomp. It's not really the person you want to go on. Piper's going to get popped here. Mac is extremely tanky right now. They'll turn their attention to the Oracle. BKB popped on Fervin. Abaddon will get the bow time. Another roll forward. They got the Stampede as well. Kescute's going to be fine. Silence is there. They'll turn their attention. They blow up the Abaddon. Boomy still has the Echo Slam. They got to be careful how they're positioned. Makoto's going to initiate forward here. So Blink is now on cooldown. They got the damage over time here. Magnetize as well. But we're able to blink in the river here. They get the side follow forward. The false promise will be able to keep FBZ alive for a little while longer here. They'll turn their attention to Mac. With the run buff, extremely hard for them to bring him down. Boom with the Echo Slam. Controlling the Lesh. BKB is on cooldown. Can they bring him? He's got the X. They'll drag him straight back. Makoto's trying to man fight here, but they're way too tanky. They get the ghost shot off. The blink away as well. And Natsumi, a double kill for him. And all of a sudden, Radiant, they just hit this massive timing right now. And Dire just don't have the damage. We spoke about how they don't deal with the Necro. They're just lacking any burst.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, Leshrac used his full BKB duration just to find an Abaddon. And they're actually thinking about going Roche. And this is big. I spoke about how Dire, they needed this second Aegis. And this was the Aegis to end the game. And if they don't get it here, which looks like they potentially may not, Mikoto does have a TP if he wants to join them. Dire looks like they're not even going for it. Kescute has 8 TPs. It looks like they're giving it up. This is massive. They're going to smoke up now, but it's way too late. Ult is, I mean, are on cooldown. Scythe is there. Die. Do they still want to take the fight? Stun. Onto 2. They get the roll forward as well. Silence to follow up. So they'll try and pull up the Morphling here, but it won't be in time thanks to the Aphotic Shield. It purges off the stun here. And now with the boat, they're going to try and find Yocam, but they don't have the X to bring him back. Stampede allows them to disengage. Meanwhile, bot is getting pressured with that siege creep. But I don't think Radiant really care. Looks like they're just going to continue pushing. They'll always have to worry about bot. I mean, you see the traps. A lot of the time, Templar Assassins just constantly focus traps on one half. So I should say on one lane. There's a BKB now completed with the Aegis and Radiant. They're the ones in command right now. They've got the gold net worth lead. And they're just going to keep putting attention on mid.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Mac can also go back and get his own BKB. There's a lot of timings right now for the Radiant side. They're going to think about going high ground. Box about to have a Lotus Orb, which will be able to purge off the Spirit Vessel. Great. Also gets rid of the silence. Boomy. They're going to get the X. We'll drag him straight back into the Torrent. Scythe is going to be there. They bring him down. Who'll stomp on the side, however. Earthshaker getting brought extremely low here, but it doesn't matter. They'll find another. Yocam's going to drop. They'll turn their attention. Abaddon still got the ultimate. That's not the hero you want to go on. And now Centaur's going to get brought down. It's a triple kill for bot. Can they find anyone else? TA on the side. They got the Echo Slam. Fissure as well. There's the control. The power of the Earthshaker. So much lockdown. BKB for naught. Makoto's down. They're going to try and catch Fervin as well. Natsumi's low on mana, but he'll get the roll. Won't connect. Fervin as well. We'll be fine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But now it doesn't matter, Dire. What can they actually do? I mean, they only have a buyback on the Templar Assassin. They're going to lose a full lane of Raxi. At least they still have tier 2s. So that is the main thing. They're not going to get, you know, lose another full set. But it's now a 6k gold net worth lead for the Radiant side. Shrines are available. They're going to go back and try and claim these ones. And all of a sudden, Radiant look unkillable. I mean, now that you have BKBs, the Spirit Vessels are really hard to play around. Box about to pick up a Lotus Orb as well, which will help purge this off. And all of a sudden, I mean, Dire just lacking damage. Looks like TA will be going for a Nullifier, which I really like this game.
Structures are fortified.
Invisibility.
It's going to help purge off the Ghost Shroud. Is extremely good at stopping the BKBs coming through as well, but even then, I just don't know if Dire can bring it. I mean, we're seeing FBZ get these massive, you know, Centaur stuns onto multiple heroes, but they just have no follow-up right now. Fervient's damage is completely neglected. And they're not going to scale nearly as well as they, you know, as the Radiant cores. And that's a big issue I'm seeing right now. TA falls off pretty hard. They're going to scout at the Conquer, but he's got 3,400 HP with Cheese as well. I know there's a ward in the area thanks to the Observer on a high ground, so an easy D ward for CML. Meanwhile, Yocam has already used the roll. Nothing they can do. Should be able to get the side to bring him down. Dead for 90 seconds. They're going to try and smoke up and find something else. It will get scouted out, however. Quick blink away. Meanwhile, down bot, FBZ. Natsumi's got the replica to be able to close the distance here. Boomy's rotating forward as well. Going to try and juke out through the creep wave. Pops a Stampede here. Trying to juke out the Fissure, but it will eventually connect here. They get the Hoofstomp follow-up as well. And it looks like the Centaur nowhere to go. BKB is going to get popped to stop that potential Hoofstomp. Any rotations as well. I mean, that is a... I don't think he needed BKB. That's a 10-second charge there. Maybe in case Dire were trying to keep FBZ alive, but I don't think they could have, even with the Earth Spirit down. Regardless... Another kill for them. 7k gold net worth lead for the Radiant side. They might be able to find Kezkut as well. Mac. There's going to be a solo kill for him. What a poor support, man. There's nothing they can do. He'll drag him straight back. Has the Purifying Flames at least for a little bit of heal, but it's not going to be enough. They'll be getting 2 bounty runes up top. It looks like Adroit. They'll get all 4 bounty runes, and this net worth lead is just slowly increasing. They find another. Okay, Makoto, at least he does get 1. With that Nullify helping to find the Earthshaker, they're going to try and take a fight down bot. Aegis is about to get claimed here. So they're going to try and get aggressive on the Morphling. Radiant aren't all in the area. However, Mac is going to TP through. BKB is about to come up as well. It looks like Radiant, they are... I mean, this is the first time we see them in the past 3 games have this lead. They are feeling super strong right now. And they're the ones with... I mean, they've got the game to lose right now. How can Dire respond? With Aegis down, this now probably a big time for them. But you see Smokes now getting picked up from the Earthshaker. So it looks like Radiant as well, recognizing they're going to try and get a pick off maybe right before Roshan. So it can allow them to take that a lot easier. I don't know who Dire can kill though, that's the issue. Conker's too tanky, so is the Necro. I mean, Morphling, I guess you can try and burst him down. You can't kill the Abaddon because he's got the borrowed time. It's either got to be Earthshaker or the Morphling. But that's the issue. I mean, if you... Like, one person has to go on the Abaddon so he can't get, you know, the Aphotic Shield off to purge off the stuns. It's just looking really rough right now for Dire. They scout out all the movements as well. Fervian and Yokem's going to get scouted out here, but continuing the push down bot. They have a Siege Wave and Radiant. They're going to smoke up here. Fervian on the high ground. Got to be careful. FBZ closing the distance or scouted out here. Fervian just going to TP out now. FBZ, he's got the blink. Going to go down to the west side. They don't find anyone, but it's a DD. Looks like Max the one to claim this with the bottle. So in the meantime, both teams looks like they're just content with waiting. I mean, Radiant aren't able to get the smoke kill. FBZ potentially think about cutting the creep wave mid as well. If Radiant really can't, you know, find anyone, if they're just getting kited around, well, the perfect way to, you know, start a team fight is just take objectives. And it looks like they're starting to walk down lanes now. See Conker around mid.
Dire's top shrine is under
They'll try and catch someone up top here, deal with the shrines as well. Natsumi's about to be level 20. I wonder if he goes for the morph targets allies.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
A lot of sustain coming through. I mean, you know, either the Abaddon with the missed call, the Aphotic Shield, then Necro if you go like Death Pulse. Fissure would be great though. I wonder if he does. That's actually interesting to see. Waveform attacks attacks targets is actually a good way to deal with the refraction. So, I wonder. It'll be interesting to see how he wants to go down. But regardless, I mean, they're going to try and push top in. Makoto is doing his best to delay this, however, with the split push. Going to try and go through backdoor protection with the DD. They're slowly doing it. Looks like they will be able to, but in the meantime, Dire, they're also pushing in mid. There's going to be TP rotations. Mac, can he get the X off in time? Torrent for the vision, but it just won't be there. Fervian's going to be able to survive. They're trying to close the distance, however. Mac moves incredibly fast here, and they will. They're going to find the Earth Spirit. They'll drag him straight back. Looks like there's nothing they can do to keep him alive here. Morphling's going to try and chase him more with this replicate here. Fervian on the high ground. The roll forward. Once again, the Stampede. They got vision for this if he wants to dive. A really short cooldown on the rolling boulder. So it looks like Stampede's going to get used just to try and further keep them alive here. There is now, I believe, an Orchid we saw getting picked up from Makoto. So just further initiation or further lockdown to stop these big items and abilities coming through from keeping the Radiant side alive.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
Finally get that tier 1 down bot.
Radiant's top tower is
Natsumi's got the Skadi now complete. It's going to help him tank up. Stats is also very good. I wonder if he goes for the shotgun build. It's pretty late in the game, but I must say great against the Templar Assassin, just to keep someone alive through all the physical damage. There's an Octarine as well on the Lesh. So even though Fervian's had a really rough game, I mean, 4-2 and 6, it doesn't look like that in the KDA. He's incredibly farmed. You know, 3rd highest in the CS. 3rd highest as well in the net worth. Just, however. But Radiant, they're going to go up the high ground before Dai gets set up here. X will be on Fervian here. Torrent, a lot of damage early on. Just trying to maybe chip away a BKB potentially. They'll force out the glyph as well. Pop's getting pushed in. Another X coming through here. They got to be careful because one of these times they'll really go on this. Torrent's going to be off the mark. They get the roll forward. Kick him to do the silence as well. Lotus Orb's going to be on the Conquer, however. Now with the Fissure, it's going to hold him in place here. Box trying to get in range for the ultimate blink forward as well. Yokem with the magnetized meme on the backline. FBZ trying to delay this as much as possible. They'll drag him in. Oracle's going to drop. Earth Spirit will fall as well. Fervian's going to be fine after the false promise. Meanwhile, FBZ is just way too far outside the base here. They bring him down. 2 heroes on Dire do not have buyback. Now they're turning their attention to the racks. and Dire, they just don't have the damage right now. That's what it feels like. Fervent trying to do as much as he can. They'll roll forward, won't connect on anyone, but they get the X out. Echo Slam will get used. So not going to get the full connection here, but it doesn't matter. Fissure with the Scythe, and the G's are dropped. So Adroit, they're going to be able to even this up. Looks really good for them. That's a really good game. We spoke about how good Necro would be. I guess whoever I say is going to win, they just don't win. That's like 4 games in a row now. I don't know. I just really like this Necro. They're really tanky. You get BKBs and then Boom ID's damage are completely neglected. You don't have to worry about the Spirit Vessel. And Oracle and Earth Spirit just don't have any damage at all when it gets to a stage. But with that being said, we're going to take a break real quick before Game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Quick shout out to DX Racer for helping sponsor this tournament. We're going to be back very shortly though. I'll see you guys soon. Game 3 right around the corner.